to the national politics, so I really want for see people the PR system can dominate. So as 50-50, even though the PR system, we can still get the list under the PR system. We get candidates them under the PR system, but you can still use the constituency base for elect the people the way you want. That's one. And secondly, we go back to this threshold. This is something where we get concerned as women. We need for state whose kind PR system. We not just want tomorrow the law go pass, then at the end of the day we not get opportunity back for look at the PR system where it come and how we ensure say we able to get citizens them buying and get other political parties. Because we believe say if the threshold go down, we able to create opportunities for let we get other party them for out fresh ideas. Let them self can contribute to national discourse. All them people by how be the so. We no go see. We all see after the 2023 elections, APC then boycott first the election. So with the constitutional process, we need to get our rights. So we as 50-50, I could say, we need to get an hybrid system where it take into consideration all the learnings with the PR system, waiting don't work out for we. I help we save resources. With the first past the post, I able to make sure say the citizens their voice be inclusive and then get access to the leaders there. So now that kind of discussion that we want for see because we are a woman organization, we want for see peace. We don't want for see election done back. We see political parties then they go back and forth with themselves. We can't get another tripartite. We can't get another parliament boycott. You know, the constitution need for push for peace and inclusion and get everybody for the involved.
So continue for stay with we. A name na been to Kamara, we are the programs manager from the 50-50 group na salon. Today we look at 30% beyond the 30% representation. Can the constitution, this constitution what they amend today, hopefully they get for votes today, we get for done with and we do hope for say the women's political participation as let we really see and let it be visible. Not we don't know what they talk this is not about 30% anymore. Lord look at the thing them because you find out say the man and the 30% no more now. When I don't say 50-50, when I don't say 30%. So it's not even enough for we. And there are some restrictions where they tie it down. As he rightly say about the independent candidates. If a woman feel aggrieved in political party, or it just maybe na somebody will just come out from out he come. They say I want for serve my people. Don't wanna begin to say they forget sufficient for the community don't suffer. At the end of the day, he get the hearts for do a lot of things for the community. But that particular area they really need for try for address because sufficient fund everybody can determine it. If you say 500 million, would that go the Lord don't give others say it's sufficient and in discretion with the chairperson for neck, right? So idiot I don't call themselves CSL. So no give position to one great person for decide the fate of so many people. So for the first for this constitution, at least let reflect the people. Let be a constitution for the people. So parliamentarians then today back with a good wake up call. As soon as they vote on our conscience, una do the right thing. Una do the right thing. I'm a Masalungo go before. Una not put law for ourselves no more. It's where it can't to their own benefits. Then a parliament at 2 o'clock morning. They not cancel the bread and butter issue. Now just then your political business and sit down yonder. Somebody they send on Facebook the money don't come out this last month. The July money they really work for a body at today. Una go beyond una your interest. Una serve look at the people at your interest and do what's right for Mama San. And I can tell you career too. With me, your nutritionist from the Ministry of Health. So Lord look now, in all of the goodies where you don't say breastfeeding 6 months, no bad bobby no they do bad fat bobby no they Lord look at the challenges. There are a lot of challenges. So woman they say that this make cannot give me people bobby. So waiting at some of them challenges that with the woman there they tell you now, oh now they go to different community for sensitize them about breastfeeding.
Well, just like what you be they say, what will be they discussed previously. You have certain tribes we can talk say you not get enough bobby water.
Okay.
So in breast now they produce enough bobby water. So we can encourage them say pikin as long as e dey suck im mama im bobby, you don hold am fine, you don position am fine, the more wey the pikin dey suck, the more the bobby water dey flow. And e no only dey breastfeed in the daytime, e for also learn for the breastfeed even at night. The night feed sef, in fact the bobby water e dey flow more na net pass in the daytime, because you know say the daytime e must dey move around on a net wey dey relax all the body, e dey function well, hormones all and dey function well. So you find wey pikin sleep, you wake am. Then the other thing wey dem some woman can talk say im bobby too small, e no feel say e dey produce enough bobby water, but we dey tell dem say the size of the bobby water, the size of the bobby, e no get no influence with the production of the breast
So
milk.
wetin make the bobby dey get more water?
Na the suckling, because the more wey dey suck the pikin frequently, na the more the bobby water dey flow on the breast. But if you no dey suckle am so for fast at times sef some woman sef wey dey suckle im pikin well, the sign dey show say I for go breastfeed, because you dey see the bobby water e begin burst sef.
Like you
E
say
dey wet im
wey
clothes.
Komara can just born, think food dem dey wey dem dey give am for leg eat, for leg get more bobby water, so nothing like that no dey.
And the food, wetin make the food dey for more, not for the breast milk production o. The food e dey dey for make the woman be healthy and at the same time able get enough energy for suckle. But if e malnourish mama, e dey still able produce
So
enough
it
breast
doesn't
milk
matter
for
the kind of food wey you eat or the kind of whether you dey live in poverty, bobby water no dey stop am.
e no dey stop the production of the bobby water.
Okay.
But we can advise them more on good nutrition during pregnancy. We get counseling card there where dem can go dem clinic there, even there with mother support groups with CHWs, dem can use at community level where dem dey teach mama about the 4-star food step, wey for choose from dem starchy food stem, dem pulses like dem beans, beni, you understand?
Like you see dem dey give am
Dem
the
dey
hospital
yes,
there.
then even sef out of there one sef na they dey learn for make complementary food for the pikin there. Then dem for dey eat a lot of fruits and vegetables there, and then for dey rest and drink plenty water. The oily food stem dem can use am, but you know for pass mark, you know say oily food na a recipe for their hypertension and all that in there. So you can
how
tell
you
them
feel
even
say,
the animal source food dem, like them fish, you know, you find may eat a balanced diet.
Okay.
Because you no go just go make dry rice. If you put benipa na e better, because at least the beni you go don
Not
put
all my
beans and
able
make
for afford for buy them thing
the
no more.
beni
So if you
at
put
village
Benin no more,
level.
if you put dry rice and Benin sef, it's healthy.
The permanent sef you can find for the
Okay, so
development.
how you feel
And
say
lafidi.
family members, husband, fathers, community people they can able for give them your own support to suckling mothers.
Now that's this particularly this particular year's thing. Go for strengthen wetin dey work. Wey dey show say we for really scale up or improve on then strategies and then practices, then policies there. Wey we don dey practice, wey don even lead to the increase in exclusive breastfeeding rates. That husband and families there una for support say woman then they are with good nutrition, emotional support for them mommy there. Then for feel safe. Therefore help them with their alpha folk then and also the mommy wey dey give Bobby instead go able rest small so that he go able give Bobby. Because for give Bobby they give out a lot of nutrient, a lot of energy. And for your health safe. Then also for the support them emotionally, not to all the human or family members, they know they near the woman, you know. Based on TRP, if I like net self that picking the among the pass for F for bio the picking.
And then they do
Yes. So families then, communities then, even stakeholders then, religious leaders then, all they tell them, say, make themselves the help for pass on these messages and during the sermon and then churches and then mosque.
ensure say
Yes.
they help the suckling mothers.
Yes, then even the market sensitization, not to just market women, they will
Because
be
you find out
sensitized.
if you go to market
You
right
go
now,
sell for go buy fish now, you know
they
your
meet all
girl.
them come around, they all low them picking.
Yes.
Then sit down there.
Then sit down there. Then even if the one they go buy, you must team up in a year for make you self go pick some sense.
Over the
youth them.
your years of experience where you don't dey carry out this breastfeeding sensitization, you feel say really the man and they give the woman and kind of support them dey wey you dey mention right now.
Yes, now man, there even for mother support group, not to just woman dem dey Panama. We get man dem wey dey even participate for court plazas during dem full demonstration dey okay do at community level. Dem sef dey contribute and dem sef dey help for the counseling at community level. And dey help me for counsel. If you work in do their outreach services there wey dem left the center, then they go na some strategic points there inside dem dey converge 2-3 villages there. Then they bring the services closer to the people then at the community. We get man there among we. And now even the husband themselves with the counsel, they're not just the mommy. Because so, if for make the intervention go all water, talk go all water, talk to the man first. Exactly. So now that's what.
So what is specifically the ministry they do in terms of promoting and protecting breastfeeding across Sierra Leone?
Well, we don't do a lot. Just like what I be they say. We get one other big campaign what they do and they still continue for do. I will call her Stronger with Breast Milk campaign. No water campaign. Now just Bobby water no more. Kumra for give pikin. So now that's make the counseling. Now self as college open, they intend for even go na the learning institutions. Or go begin they make them topics and they talk to students them. Because be human boy pikin now or girl pikin now, they know about the benefits and the importance of breastfeeding to the mommy, the pikin, the nation, and even the community. So then also we don't also train them mommy there, the MSGs and CHWs there, then community structures there for every person the messages there. Then we don't also they don't also try for pass the breastfeeding breast milk substitute acts. Where they really try for protect mama them from misleading information about the marketing of their artificial milk them, where they can buy. You can see them dress some, then put some kind chubby pikin, put some fake information. We go watch the content of the thing, you go feel say na correct composition
and
it gets.
Persuade the woman and say this milk
good for pass the Bobby. So all the one and they would even whatever that code they would even discourage and say for can go na them clinic settings there or any health facility. We know they promote at all.
So no milk not there na the entire world. Way good pass Bobby.
Bobby na the best natural food. Where you no need for buy you know they are the correct temperature. Where really na the best food for the people where they tolerate from birth to 6 months and even up to 2 years and beyond. With the complementary feeding.
Okay, so what are some of the activities the one that they do inside this breastfeeding week? We don't start from Saturday and they end Friday.
Okay, well, we don't first start with a press briefing. So we get for talk on breastfeeding. We invite key stakeholders them. We will be all na the Peace Museum, na New England. Then myself been go get an interview, both on television and radio discussion, just like I don't invite we na so. Then we do a walk, public awareness raising. We do a breastfeeding walk from Victoria Park to U Building. And this walk, you roll out now all the 16 districts. They self do this likewise. Then self we get a megaphone then they team up na strategic points then play the jingle and talk. Then if somebody even make placards there, inside and they give key messages there about the benefits of breastfeeding. Then display them. Then, of course, the market sensitization will start at choose 5 major markets in urban and 5 major markets in rural. So, all man in feel guys, now, me say from here, they go join the team. We do it today, Rokupa and Potty. We go sensitize. And the good idea, where you self don't bring, we will get for also visit some key offices.
Yeah, because if not just like flyer, now they get at the office because for long when they target the market and most of the one they target today they circle. The one they want they circle now like we hold in our office all of picking in our house because no longer in our salon for see what they can work for cows. They could have for meeting a day, but we are all in our house 5 hours, 6 hours in our office. You go back and they say no, this Bobby no good. So on the way quiz he say I wash her first. Man can say I wash her for before I get. Or that quiz some first leg come on before they get. Or some man can even quiz I put on half in the bottle. So all that they healthy for the picking.
Yes, healthy as for their express breast milk as long as it can safe for tell them for put on then small cup there. Not to because to feed the bottle they discourage feeding bottle because of the hygiene and also the nipple confusion. You
So
know, say
wetin-
Bobby get nipple.
Go na dey discourage
Na
the
dem
feeding
small cup.
bottle. So wetin una dey encourage? How dem for feed them?
Then they feed them with using a small cup. You know, there's young baby cup there. We get them small hole there. Now then they squeeze the Bobby, put am, then they put am for so and she no go able enter. So the time wise, you know, they dey around. Even the teenage mothers, they will get teenage the way they go school, where they left pikin. You know, say now they still born the pikin, so cool like go. But that express breast milk now they promote instead of them give the pikin water. Then also just like what we dey talk, this thing wey end say strengthen what works. We also try for work on policies then where they promote maternity protection.
Okay.
Just like wetin they say for make dem go create a work a space where dem go able do lactation, dem go able give Bobby water. Time reach for break, then go give the communal time for go give pikin Bobby while she dey near her. In fact, that day even make it become more efficient.
All man they can put in pikin. Time reach for here and Bobby go here.
Yes.
You feel say that go happen as salon.
By God's grace, we are working on it.
So how far una don go into that advocacy?
Well, we dey on am. We dey on am.
How far?
Well,
Una
we dey
don
on
start?
now together with partners.
Una don start?
And even self and the statements where the UN and the WHO and UNICEF self they make internationally. They say for make we promote that establishment for the maternity protection, especially in workplaces or form policies.
Okay,
So with support from partners, we go reach it.
okay, by the grace of God, because once see any office forget, especially the government office, and get a lactating room where they go preserve. Say this and
The
for
hospitals,
all
the
lactating
major
mothers
hospitals, we don't establish them. The nurses.
So
They get a
anything
room.
we can first and for the nurses. Then now they talk about people that we not to the
Well,
nurse,
now
the
we
nurse
extend
woman
them
then.
to other MDAs and other
Yeah,
big
big
offices.
offices
Yes.
them. Because me know say the private offices then go welcome them because
Yes.
they always they give what's in best for them.
Yes.
Their workers. Now they can't to been to because I don't make it sit down for a very long time. What do you feel say political in this political tension where they mount, they see by election, although by elections not they or reruns, you they see a lot of things they happen. And this case make women them shy away from politics. Is the 50-50 group over the years and to date I don't try for engage political party in terms of getting guidelines for protect women then?
Yes, so as 50-50, beyond the election period, we also dey do research around understanding the political landscape.
Yeah.
So example now people dey ask say the PR system, how women dey contribute to parliament. So now one of the things they currently dey look at for just to understand wetin a woman dey experience. So even though we get increased number of women in the parliament, for example, but wetin don be the experience so far. That na one.
Exactly, yeah.
And secondly, within the political parties itself, we get people who okay refer to as female champions. So when
Yeah.
they inside them party, then they not just they as men, but they also they support the women agenda.
Okay.
And because as women, then we know say the peace and cohesion are very very important for the country.
Sure.
And then turn in the other election and they can carry the violence. And we believe say in fact now one of the things that they make they push for the PR system. So now make we say we know they are against the PR system.
You
we
see now
dey-
one of the reasons why then they push
Yes,
for the PR
so
for like
let
peace
the PR,
reign.
yes, for let peace reign. So no we get by elections.
Yes,
We will
because
save resources.
exactly.
So I make we as women then we look at from two angles and say what we don't learn from the PR, what we can sustain, or what we don't learn from us past the post. And for now we able to forget regulatory frameworks, or we able to forget seeing the way go guide political parties then conduct. This constitutional amendment process a very important step
Yeah,
forward.
exactly.
Because the constitution need for make am clear say if for example political party they carry with them list, you get for make sure say minimum 30% of that list dey na woman and for day 15% na young people dem or 15% na persons with disability. So at the end of the day nobody no get for go fet for say you want for dey na list. That na the first thing. And the other thing as well na the placement on the list. So we want for CSL for example, that section 58 to way say out of every 3 candidates, one for be woman. It been good, but now at least it need for be clear. Like where the like where the office of the engineer one time they mention say, if we say woman and forget safe space. So for instance, if the list way they carry it, if woman not the number one, woman for the number two, then let be very, very clear. We know say we get to safe space now another list. If I go and not see me the number one and I know the number two, or if it not be alternative. So if man the number one, woman the number two, or they make alternatively, we can able write back and say this not a thing where they happen. But if we just left and say out of every three candidates, political party they're very smart. In fact, 2023 waiting and the way that were confusion be more and more. Name the way similar. For example, if you name Sayo, they not say woman can answer Sayo name, man they answer Sayo name. And because the law they say out of every three candidates, then take man and then put them on the list. So pass ECSL get for the go check back and make sure say no, we need for CID card. We need for see further information. So but if the law is very clear, at the end of the day, we no need for go self into that level day. And how political party then they conduct themselves during election. So for example, the languages the way they use against themselves. How then they engage with their communities. I know 2028, I know one for example, I know go imagine say political party go come for campaign on regional lines rather than looking at the issues the way citizens and they face and the reforms they all want for see the changes there. Yes, so we serve as citizens beyond the laws itself. I think say we need to get conscience how we dey serve with people. Now I make the last time we dey talk and say we even dey go debate the amendments bill. No, no look wetin sweet we as you know as political party at that moment day. Because sometimes today APC go in a parliament, tomorrow SNPP go in a parliament. But if at the end of the day, you know they're in power, you know they're in position, you can come back and cry foul, say this way happen, so we not like them because they know they favor you that moment. Day. So as we political stakeholders, then we as women, we want for let them use their conscience in things like this and let them put citizens first. Because you people, for me, the citizens, and we get the greater stake. Then I just certain number of people and then at that parliament state. If you don't get citizens the way them pleased with your policies, the way they carry it, your programs the way they carry it, and now we take into consideration salon with history back. How many years we come out war, and some of the things the way lead with other day. So we get for use with conscience how they address certain things there, so that we're able to address all the small. You know, people that when they study peace and conflict or they study security, then can refer to Salon and other countries there, when a middle income country then say, with the experience what they call say negative peace. Negative peace basically the guns then silence, but the thing that way go make people they aggrieve when they're not glady, then still they continue. The bread and butter issues, youth and unemployment, you know, women and gender-based violence against women. Politicization of we development even for example even tax the other day then they talk about NRA tax as citizens. If you go buy something, if you're able for ask say give me you know receipt where get the NRA tax. So we get forget that citizens that nationalistic sense, so that at the end of the day it goes beyond.
This don't form part of the key messages
exactly
to parliament as the debate they go on today. So now don't look at the role of young women, the role where they for play for ensure say they shape Sierra Leone political future. We dey see a lot of young people and I don't get interest in politics, but they self house then they come and the one they self for the day they get role for play. Waiting at some of them role and the way you feel say they get for play.
So as young person for me, the first thing now for let you believe in who that you be first of all. Where sometimes as 50-50 you can get what we call say the 6 C's. So you need to forget like the confidence level, you need to forget the capacity for certain thing then where you get for deal with self-development and you get for open to learning. You get so if I want to go into politics for example, you get for make sure say you align with people the way don't in that field. Waiting don't be the lessons over the years and how you can tap into that. For example, in the current political landscape, people are like Sylvia Blyden. You go get all in controversies around her, but she's very good at what they do. People are like Honorable Bernadette Lai. So people are don't do within the space itself. That's not the first thing. And also, I don't believe in that mentality anymore. Where you go na a space now for just go sing and dance. And we as young people they also forget that mentality say, we are come now the room, not to how I look as been to, not to how where what they contribute to the discussion. Where you go on social media, for example, not to just for go course, make man plabber on social media. But waiting are the good thing the way you can learn. How you can use social media for equip yourself. Woman, if you call them for talk, for example, in a public, you go see them the nerve. They not get the confidence with me or you to get. Where we go say, okay, will they contribute to national discourse? Social media they provide that platform there for you in terms of public speaking, in terms of how you go for develop yourself as somebody. That's not the first thing. And Boku laws that don't pass now. The Jewy Act, an example where I don't mention. The Land Right Act, for example, for say woman and for get access to land. The Jewy Act also they make access to finance, for instance. So as young woman, how you go make sure say you start for do your small business even if you don't come out college. You not get the office work. You not shame say, I don't go college. Let them not see say I dey sell. Or let them not see say I the top markets and in aid. I can tell people they say me beyond the office work, nothing not the way I the shame for do. Apart from prostitution because I know I use me body. I know they condemn other women the way they go into one, but not to something where me want for do as a woman. So how you go make sure so you push yourself for move forward? That's not the first thing. A woman the way they don't they within the space itself. How you will carry other women them along? Not see young person you see and say na threats. Or you see young person you say, we all done at this space now, we sabi pass them. Respect waiting that they come with na the table, they don't live realities. So we get for try for create that space there for that intergenerational dialogue. You as young person, you know that you go to all that idea the way you get. If now 1-2% self, you will most see young people in your community. Take them and make sure say you carry them along. Not to all ten money they give people. But that even that good talk, that encouragement say, it will make person feel like say it belong to the society. And no man could depress. Even young people, the depression is so high in a way that if you sometimes you not get somebody where you go able for balance, you work life, you go able for balance, you daily life. Sometimes it's very difficult. You mentioned breastfeeding. Oh, all to talk about. You remember say you get for do five hours job where you work so demanding. You get for breastfeed picking. You dey go back now also you get for cook. You get for take care of your own. All them thing and then thing they pay we for. So then they go with a lot of burden as women. So we need that space and that support there. Follow we able for push for go forward.
So now not look at the additional legal and uninstitutional reforms where we really need for ensure say women are able for complete lead on an equal footing. Then wetin are the additional reforms that we need for legal reforms or institutional reforms that we really need for ensure say women able to compete and lead equally with men.
Maybe I just want to start beyond the political space itself. So at the work level, sometimes we get them beautiful laws there. I can say as a country, beyond the constitutional amendments all they talk about, so we don't need, I don't think so we need for really enact more laws. They want they all don't get forced. Then we make sure so we enforce them. The Jewy Act, they talk about 30% quota. Almost office there right now get the 30% quota. That's not the first thing. And beyond that, they will tell you say, hey, woman, they not get the capacity. If woman not get the capacity, what should they do as an institution build the capacity and get woman them? Because most of them get the experience. So man don't at the office they 10-15 years. You know, go no sign inside that institution they do. So you will make sure so you get onto that level for like get the qualification. Where you go for deal with scholarship opportunities, where you go for deal with workload balance, just create that space there for them. That's not the first thing. And the institution there, most of them get gender units there. How we get for make sure say their gender units and they're very well equipped that if they talk about certain implementation of policies, then we're able to take into consideration the needs of persons with disability, the needs of other vulnerable women, the aged. Because for 50-50, we can say intersectionality very important. You being a woman, you get all that in a way they limit you. So then gender people and they itself. How them able to forget the resources, how them able to forget the support, let them be strengthened within the institution. And the other thing where we not good at now, monitoring of them frameworks they are so. How we go able for monitor as a country? I go out for work in a situation where sometimes we get a data where they show we say where it come to woman and when they do 5 hours job, whether they work in our office. Now this the data they tell we say in terms of how the law they supports them for let them able to get access and opportunities that this they happen. Or woman and say in a market. Let the law able to tell we say for this year, for instance, woman in a market, over 70% they able to go to a bank. Where the bank not ask them, say, how with you man or how with you brother or how with you host document. But you able to get flexible conditions then for let the woman able to get that money day. Or let them able to get the support. I want for work in a country where woman them, even if not to been to, or you as coca way go school, woman way not go school self. If you meet on a market or you meet on a farm, be able to tell you say beyond the 30%. But all the law and they way they tell we say woman forget access to finance, woman forget access to agricultural services, and they able for money to how their services then they meet them. So beyond the beautiful laws them, we want to see the implementation itself be very flexible and able to address the issues then they. And finally, the other thing where we they talk about as well, that the commitment. I think say we need for be committed. We not just for use woman there as symbolic representation. Where you can a meeting, the woman they not talk it. Beyond the percentage, beyond the participation of women, how they able for influence the agenda. If I can a meeting, not to agenda where they don't make already, something where everybody don't talk. Waiting at the woman in position.
Yeah, I mean, I can look at and say that intimidation tactics. Because you just come, woman just can't meeting. You just can't say, the woman and they talk.
Exactly.
Well, you know, set the agenda for them and talk. Maybe you not even include them part of the discussion, just call them for witness. Though they insist, they make an ask say, pow party there for talk. So to me, I can say that for just
because one tick the box.
Yeah, make them just look at woman and say, we're not able for do it.
Yeah,
but if you inform her, they part of every step you take, you invite them, come meet her, camp and discussion or whatever meeting, you tell her for talk, that woman they must deliver.
Exactly.
But you don't know left and half, the way kind of meeting that you say one or two women and talk. You can't do that. So lastly, as time on the kitchen, I know say then discussion there, time not the end. And the council you've been to before I can to Antigua. Now Lord look at what are your key messages as Parliament Day on the debate. What are your key messages so you have for tell lawmakers and also the public?
Okay, so we female members of Parliament, I go say the last session where we get, we're very impressed with the contributions that we they make. So one of the recommendations that we will make to them that even within the well of Parliament, we get forget one voice and support ourselves as women. We not for pull ourselves down. That's the first thing. And the other thing as well, few what you want to see within this constitution itself, the 30% enough for be a static recommendation, it for be a progressive recommendation as women. We get for look at the language in the constitution, we go there back, very important. We get for look at the provision around the access to finance. We get for look at political parties dynamics, the internal party structure themselves. Let the constitution able for mold them, how they're able for day together, and how they're able for support women them. And the system we want for use, we want for system we able for get an hybrid system. We they talk I'm assuming them because of experiences to hold on over the years. We go take learning from the PR system, the learning from first the past the post system, so that citizens then will get ownership of the whole process itself. We want to see a constitution where very inclusive of persons with disability as well as young people them. And then at the community level or at all levels as citizens, we want for CC we support ourselves as citizens. We push Mama Salongo before because no matter what happen, we all see things that happen in America now, all kind of condition they come now. In fact, other list don't come on out and they ask other country then for say, if you want for go to America, you forget a minimum of $20,000 where you will give, even though it's not applicable to everybody. But if we get to a country the right, you know, no country no will come treat we like say we're not important. So as citizens, we go for push we country go before, we go for pay with taxes. And finally, to institutions, the way they monitor the implementation of them good laws they all get. Like I say, Maputo Protocol, the Resolution 1325, the CEDAW Convention at the national level, the GWI Act, the PA, the PPRC, only beautiful laws they are. They make provision, Lands Rights Act, only laws they are there. But we want to see a system where we for monitor the implementation of the laws there. And we want to see the ownership of the laws itself. Let the woman they own them. Let they able for report. Also, you know the old water. For example, woman then seller limba chief of Nakarine district. For able for go to the chief and say the law say woman forget rights, forget land. We want to see that they happen. So not just for let the law use we our people and see woman them as symbolic representatives of national development. Or go to international platforms. Hey, Salon don't get 30%. I can tell people they say beyond the 30%. We go for see beyond we knows. We go for make sure say the laws they all get it be enforceable and it benefits the people they all put out for. So media are just a call on everybody and say development not only lip services. Development is about ownership, collective progress, and make sure say the transformation it affects everybody and everybody they part of the transformation where we want to see.
Thank you very much. In name na Bintu Kamara, the programs manager from 50/50 Group. Today we will look at the topic and beyond the 30% representation. Can the constitutional amendment bill transform women's political participation? Now the question we able to answer a lot of reforms and the way they mention and 50% million submission wouldn't be to the Attorney General, including other women, they wouldn't be present to the Attorney General. A lot has been said, a lot has been happening. One for tell and plenty thank you for taking time today and explain to me within a 50/50 the your position inside this constitutional amendment. They don't make them position clear and very clear, and it also echo and back this now. I hope say parliamentarian they will do the needful. Now they come to you to Kadiatu, you know, for I say I want to change your name now. So I want for you give advice. We get mothers them when them first time for go to delivering and as well go to the lactating period. So some can say they can find it very difficult, especially when I first born, they make not too much. What are the advice you go for?
Well, if they face the difficulties and I go encourage them for make them go the visit the clinics there. Because if they go to the clinics there, we get colleague nutritionists there, we get nurses there who don't train, we go really counsel them, talk to them, and even teach them, you understand, about the practice, because breastfeeding, you need support for make you able to establish breastfeeding. So if you then teach them how for position the picking fine, you understand, then also sensitize the family members there, and even the partners or husbands there. Say therefore give support to the woman, to the people, young comrade we don't give Bobby. Especially than in firstborn. They need somebody well skilled, very skillful in breastfeeding counseling. That's how they say. So then technical people then they either with MSGs they who don't train at community level or the CHW. Then say they don't train. But the while we more technical now the nurses they who don't train and the nutritionists there. In fact now we don't even begin the put assign nutritionists them at chiefdom level. When a big achievement for me the Directorate of Food and Nutrition. We don't get Boku and they can't get recently another 45 more way they come join me. So that the messages go down well. Because if you know cancel and well, you know go even know how for old people say for Gambobi. Then also you need that support from family members, relatives and everybody around them. Like in terms of for help and for do the alpha folk then book nappy, you know. So that you will able to get time for rest and even the feeding, because breastfeeding is for your health and for even for the energy wey they give out for give body.
Okay, so
You need that nutritional
okay.
support.
Wetin go be your message to dem same family there, mothers dem, fathers, as una dey commemorate the World Breastfeeding Week?
Well, I dey really talk to them for give massive support to the woman wey dey give bobby water. Because wetin make I dey talk about the clinic setting, we don even establish baby friendly hospital initiative now. Some of them regional hospitals there. And recently they don add Sef Moyamba Hospital and Kailaon. Because then they more we get breastfeeding counselors there. Even na Twitter now we get breastfeeding counselor wey dey na 40. And even at the other clinics, we get clinical nutritionists wey then self in case you get difficulty, you can contact the nutritionist and at the hospital. We get nutritionists now all the hospitals within Freetown. So then we able for also do counseling to the young mama there.
So today today is the third day of the World Breastfeeding Week. So
Yes.
today what are the activity?
Today na market sensitization.
Okay, so for me, I dey go to the market.
I dey go na the markets, we Cooper Market and Wellington Market. We dey visit two today, and we even with director, he dey na he dey visit Jimmy, starting from Lumley and Funkia. Instead they go round or see wetin dey happen.
Okay. So
So na
tomorrow
woman.
as well, una dey continue.
We dey continue today, tomorrow, then the last day. The other 2 days there, we na Wednesday and Thursday, we dey do the community engagement. We get community engagements for urban St. Anthony. Then the rural, we dey go na Waterloo, na the council. Because Waterloo market sensitization, they start date.
So na the
big
council,
market.
what are
The
una
one
the
dem-
target for the community engagement?
We dey come teenagers, youths. We dey make a random selection. Even they invite men then, stakeholders then. The comrade then, the belle woman then. Because belle woman here, because Bobby water business where they go clinic, as he born, he go practice for the Bobby. He don't they see now. And then they also do some launching at district level. Inside they exhibit, they see picky where they don't practice exclusive breastfeeding. So then they serve as a motivation for the other mommy there. Where you see company picking body fine, so you know you don't can receive presents. You yourself you go motivate you for me you give Bobby water.
Okay.
na some
So
of the
thank you very
activities
much. A name na Kadiatu Fofana, being the principal nutritionist from the Directorate of Food and Nutrition from the Ministry of Health and Sanitation. Today we dey talk about the breastfeeding week. We don't start from Saturday and it ends on Friday. A specific week where they dedicate for talk about breastfeeding benefits and the important thing where breastfeeding they give to pikin. They give a healthy life as you don't hear it from the expert. They don't tell you a lot about things. They don't tell you say bad Bobby no do, bad far Bobby no do. So that mean that the message I never get interest part that bad Bobby, bad far Bobby. You know they at all. So not to excuse. Give that pikin exclusive Bobby for 6 months. Or let be healthy. And you go make yourself not so old thing. It go hit at a very early age because some pikin and they see very young. They don't begin get arrest, get chicken. It will big pussy. They go put an amount, you know, healthy. So they are 6 months. But far Bobby no they so not scared say if I go meet with me man, the pikin go run belle or he go sick. But far Bobby no they so so don't get are very clear. That topic they very that particular is very interesting. Because when you go around, people they say, nah, but you don't have the pikin, no see wait, more like the provinces. The pikin don't have look at the pikin does they sick. The pikin body one more say look weak. So
Neglect.
we don't get unclear today. There is no Bafa Bobby. So I want to tell me studio guest then this morning. A very big thank you to Bintu and also to Kadiatu Fofana. Thank you very much for taking our time for can spend an hour and 30 minutes with me. I know the way the breastfeeding week though, you ever can't tell me what's in some of the success story. So I expect for host you either Monday or Friday. I'm not going to host you next week Monday because they're not Alex say now Monday, but Friday you go come out Tuesday. Thank you very much. So
Thank you too for
tea
hosting
time,
us.
don't count a close for today. We have to plenty thank you. We're able to take on our messages today from YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. But hopefully they all get for Kaya back because after the amendments of the Constitution, and that's the talk if they don't meet we expectation as woman, then we get for come back now and call them out again. So tea time ends for today. I wish you a lovely and a blessed week. Happy new month to all our fans, our friends, to all the women in our salon. Happy new week. Don't blame me. This is a women's platform, a safe place for women. Now woman go carry talking, relax. Nobody no go cross them because this is a safe place, a safe media platform for women in Sierra Leone and around the world. My name is Femi Koka. Will be in the program come to you today, and thanks to my producer Patricia Kabia, with technical operator on our success pick up. So this house is full of women. The how they make una see we now with social media handles, Facebook, TikTok, and also on YouTube. Now woman, now they do the live streaming. And we produce again a woman. And me we present here now woman. And we just stay within the studio today. Now woman. That tells you to this is a woman's platform, and we're gonna maintain it, we're gonna sustain it for the women. Thank you very much. Have a lovely week. Bye.
Hi, please tune in to Women's Voice Online TV for your news, entertainment, and remember, it's the only online TV that focuses on women and girls. Stay tuned, always.
Women's Voice Online TV.
You dey watch Women's Voice Online TV, ensure say every day you stay clue to the fine program them where they put every day.
Not to all success story easy, and not to all struggle self-visible, but for Boko woman and girl picking them, the journey is full up with Boko strength and sacrifice them. Now that makes this platform they exist for talk about things like this, for share real life experience them, for celebrate achievements them, and also for address certain challenges them where woman and girl picking them they face. Because for protect the cause of woman and girl picking them means say you for team up tranga one with them, you for listen to them, and you for also support their growth.
Women's Voice Online TV.
Watch Women's Voice Online every day and be part and parcel of this journey in the life of women.
Be you man or woman, tune in to Women's Voice Online TV.
Sometimes the day you they do something, but we for go viral, you know they go. When a good thing, where you come to woman, then go admire you and then go emulate you. But you know they be. But now that we get this online, I think say it will go far and wild, so that the other woman then go see the importance of woman there.
Inside